Hello there guys, welcome back to Dr. Automatic. Today, we're going to be looking at why Call of Duty Cold War is the most anticipated COD game of all time. If you do enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, we strongly suggest you hit that subscribe button. If you want your video to be featured in our video, then please go to submission folder and submit your video there. Now, let's jump right into the video.
Where you play as Mason and you are with Adler inside a bar in Amsterdam about to make your next move. But first you gotta pay for the drinks, of course, so you leave some cash behind. But if you look closely at the bills, you'll notice that those aren't euros, because euros weren't introduced to the Netherlands until 2002. Before that we used another currency called gulden, or as it's called in English,
Gilda.
And what do you know, if you look closely, they actually used 100 gulden bills that look identical to real life. Pretty cool detail. Now beside that, it's actually pretty cool to see your country's capital in a video game like this, and they actually nailed how it looks. From the skyline to the weird stinky alleyway I never want to go in real life. So shout out to the environment artist, they did a really great job. You can also hear some people talking Dutch, which is pretty funny, even though they are literally talking nonsense.
Jij en ik.
Laat die fiets
Gewoon nu
zitten,
naar huis.
man.
Jij en ik.
Kijk hem dan.
Nee, jij en ik.
Also in this house there are some AK-47s in this umbrella holder. I don't know, just wanted to put it out there. Now let's check another cool detail. Remember this scene from INGLORIOUS BASTERS?
Can you do it? I have to.
Champagne.
Well, look what's laying around in the Berlin HQ. Pretty cool. These were called Sedley glove guns, and they actually existed in real life as well, albeit in very small numbers. Speaking of numbers, let's check another cool detail, which is kind of a reference to the original Black Ops 1. In certain places on the WMD map, when you play as Mason, you can inspect, certain things, certain crossbow bolts, which will trigger these numbers effect on the screen. And I'm sure you know what the reference is.
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
Also here again, when opening this locker, where you get the Redeemer revolver, and you can see a picture of Steiner, one of the targets in Black Ops 1. Pretty dope. It means that Mason is still kind of messed up from that whole scene in Black Ops 1. And now that we are talking about old school references, how about we go really old school? Retro even. In multiple places in the campaign.
Conspiracy-laced geopolitical drama set in the 1980s.
My fellow Americans, a nuclear conflict could well be mankind's last.
In a series first, your playable character will be customizable. Everything from their skin tone and gender to their military background and psychological profile will be yours to choose. While the effects of these choices are largely cosmetic, some will impact gameplay. Your psych profile, for example, might correlate with a gameplay affecting trait such as paranoid, which causes your character to aim down sights twice as fast. Your character will team with Mason, Woods, Hudson, and newcomer Russell Adler, the CIA operative responsible for assembling your top-secret strike team to derail a global terrorist plot. The estimated 5-hour campaign will feature at least one real-life historical figure, US President Ronald Reagan, who steps straight out of the uncanny valley to task your team with unmasking a Soviet spy known as Perseus.
We acquired intel that Perseus is in play again and planning an attack on the West.
While the campaign is a welcome return for single-player fans, it's Call of Duty's multiplayer that has preserved its status as an annual juggernaut for over a decade, and Cold War will launch with the most robust multiplayer suite in series history. Like Modern Warfare before it, Cold War's online modes, multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone will feature cross-play and progression across all platforms. Treyarch's commitment to keeping the Cold War community unified extends to its post-release plans, which feature entirely free maps for multiplayer and, for the first time, zombies as well.
And find out what's going on. Surprise! It's zombies. The story details are extremely easy to miss, but they are certainly there under the din of the slaughter. It's a little underwhelming that for now there's only one single map, Die Machine, which is actually an expanded and reimagined version of the first ever zombies map from Call of Duty World at War. Thankfully, it's extremely large, layered, and dynamic. It's got the same flow of progression zombies players will be used to, in that you'll gradually venture deeper by unlocking doors, turning on power, activating machines, and stepping through portals. One big shakeup to the formula is that for the first time in the series, Black Ops Cold War lets you pick a loadout from multiplayer to bring with you directly into the zombies mode. This makes great use of the unified progression system introduced in last year's Modern Warfare, and it can give you a nice jump at the start of round 1 if you're playing multiplayer as well. Being able to use your loadout from the get-go is a big deal. Overall, I like it better because it lets you hit the ground guns blazing and you can focus on upgrades and perks more than scrounging for a gun immediately. But I admit, part of me does miss the slow